Alright, animal adventurers. Today we're diving deep into the cool, damp world of the North American forests to find a creature that's as mysterious as it is beautiful. We're talking about the blue-spotted salamander, Ambystoma laterale. Imagine you're walking through a forest just after a spring rain. You carefully lift a mossy log, and there it is, a small sleek amphibian, looking like a little piece of the night sky fell to the ground. It has dark, almost black skin that's covered in these incredible, vibrant blue spots. It's a truly stunning sight, a little jewel of the undergrowth. These salamanders are part of a group called mole salamanders because, just like moles, they spend most of their lives hidden away underground. Finding one of these guys is a real treat because they are masters of camouflage and experts at staying hidden. They live in hardwood and mixed wood forests, preferring places with lots of leaf litter, fallen logs, and soft soil to burrow into. Their range stretches across the Great Lakes region and into northeastern North America, from parts of Canada down to states like New York and Ohio. These forests provide everything they need: moisture to keep their skin from drying out, plenty of places to hide from predators, and a rich supply of food. The health of these forests is directly tied to the survival of these amazing amphibians, making them a key indicator of a healthy ecosystem. The blue-spotted salamander is not a large animal, usually growing to about 3 to 5 inches long. Its body is slender, with a long, flattened tail that's a crucial part of its survival toolkit, but we'll get to that later. The blue spots, which give it its name, can vary a lot from one salamander to another. Some might be covered in a dense pattern of bright blue flecks, while others might have just a few scattered spots. This variation makes each one unique, like a tiny living work of art. Their skin is smooth and moist, a classic trait of amphibians that allows them to breathe partially through their skin. So, what makes these secretive creatures so special? It's not just their good looks. Blue-spotted salamanders are a vital part of the forest food web. They are quiet, unassuming predators of the forest floor, helping to control insect populations. But they are also a potential meal for many other animals. This puts them in a tough spot, and to survive, they've developed some incredible adaptations. Their entire life is a fascinating story of transformation, survival, and a few stinky secrets. To really understand this animal, we need to follow its journey from a tiny egg to a full-grown, burrowing adult. It's a life of two worlds, starting in the water and moving to the land. The life of a blue-spotted salamander begins in a very special place, a vernal pool. These are temporary pools of water that form in the spring from melting snow and rain. They are the perfect nursery because they don't have any fish that would eat the salamander eggs or larvae. In the very first warm rains of spring, often while there's still snow on the ground, these salamanders undertake a massive migration. Hundreds of them travel from their underground forest homes to these pools to breed. It's an incredible spectacle, a secret gathering that happens under the cover of darkness. The males arrive first, waiting for the females to join them in this ancient dance of life. Once the females arrive, they lay their eggs, either singly or in small clusters, attaching them to underwater twigs and leaves. Each female can lay up to 500 eggs. These eggs are encased in a gelatinous blob that protects them from damage and keeps them moist. Inside this protective jelly, a tiny larva begins to develop. After about a month or two, depending on the water temperature, the larvae hatch. They look very different from their parents. They are fully aquatic at this stage, with feathery external gills on the sides of their heads that allow them to breathe underwater. They look a bit like miniature frilly dragons, swimming through the vernal pool. These larvae are voracious predators from the moment they hatch. They start by eating tiny aquatic invertebrates like water fleas and mosquito larvae. As they grow bigger, they move on to larger prey, including tadpoles and even other salamander larvae. They are eating machines, growing quickly to prepare for the next big change in their lives. This aquatic phase is a race against time. The vernal pool will eventually dry up as summer progresses, so the larvae must transform into their terrestrial form before their watery world disappears. This process is called metamorphosis, and it's one of the most amazing transformations in the animal kingdom. During metamorphosis, the larva's body undergoes incredible changes. Its feathery gills shrink and disappear as it develops lungs to breathe air. Its tail fin is absorbed, and its tail becomes more rounded and muscular, better suited for life on land. Its skin thickens, and those signature blue spots begin to appear. Once the transformation is complete, the young salamander, now called a juvenile, is ready to leave the water. It crawls out of the now shrinking pool and ventures into the forest, its new home. It will spend the rest of its life on land, hiding under logs and in burrows, only returning to the water each spring to repeat the cycle. Life on the forest floor is full of challenges for a small, soft-bodied animal like the blue-spotted salamander. Even though they are experts at hiding, they are on the menu for a wide variety of predators. Snakes, like the common garter snake, are one of their primary threats. A garter snake can easily swallow a salamander whole. Birds of prey, such as owls and hawks, will also swoop down to grab an unsuspecting salamander if they spot one out in the open. Even mammals get in on the action. Shrews, with their high metabolism and constant need for food, will hunt for salamanders in their burrows, and larger animals like raccoons and skunks will dig them up while foraging for a meal. The salamander's best defense against these threats is to simply not be seen. Its dark coloration helps it blend in with the dark, damp soil and leaf litter of the forest floor. During the day, it stays hidden in its burrow, under rocks, or beneath decaying logs where it's cool, moist, and safe. It's primarily nocturnal, meaning it comes out at night to hunt for its own food. This nighttime activity helps it avoid many of the daytime predators, but it also puts it at risk from nocturnal hunters like owls and shrews. Every moment it spends outside of its burrow is a calculated risk, a balance between finding food and becoming food. Beyond predators, these salamanders face other natural challenges. The weather plays a huge role in their survival. Because they breathe through their skin, they need to stay moist. A long period of drought can be deadly, forcing them to burrow deeper into the soil to find moisture or risk drying out. On the other hand, a sudden flood could wash away their burrows and expose them to danger. Temperature is also critical. They are cold-blooded, which means their body temperature depends on their environment. Extreme heat or a sudden freeze can be fatal if they can't find a safe place to shelter from the elements. So, with all these dangers lurking around every corner, from hungry snakes and shrews to the unpredictable weather, how does such a small, delicate creature survive? Hiding is a great strategy, but it's not always enough. Sometimes a predator is just too quick or too clever. When a blue-spotted salamander is cornered and can't escape, it has to rely on a truly remarkable and rather stinky secret weapon. This defense mechanism is located in its tail, and it's a game-changer when it comes to a life-or-death encounter. It's a sticky, smelly surprise that can give the salamander the precious seconds it needs to get away. When a blue-spotted salamander finds itself in the terrifying grip of a predator, it doesn't just give up. It unleashes its secret weapon. The salamander has specialized glands concentrated in its tail that can secrete a thick, milky white fluid. When threatened, it will arch its back and begin to whip its tail back and forth, smearing this sticky goo all over the attacker. Imagine a snake trying to grab it. The salamander presses its tail against the snake's mouth and head, releasing this incredibly adhesive substance. It's not just a little bit sticky, it's like super glue. It can gum up a predator's mouth, making it difficult for it to bite or swallow. But the stickiness is only half of the story. This secretion is also incredibly noxious. It has a powerful, unpleasant smell that acts as a potent repellent. While it's hard to describe a smell perfectly, people who have encountered it say it's a sharp, bitter, and musky odor. It's a smell that screams "I am not good to eat" to any animal that gets a whiff of it. This smelly component is a chemical defense designed to make the predator regret its decision to attack. The combination of the foul taste and the overwhelming stickiness is often enough to make a predator release the salamander and try to clean itself off, giving the salamander a chance to escape. The way the salamander uses this defense is fascinating. It will often present its tail to the predator first. This is a smart move for a couple of reasons. First, the tail is where the glands are most concentrated, so it delivers the biggest dose of the sticky fluid. Second, the tail is expendable. Like many lizards, some salamanders can detach their tails in a process called autotomy. If a predator grabs the tail, the salamander can break it off. The detached tail will continue to wiggle and thrash around, secreting more of the sticky goo, distracting the predator while the rest of the salamander slips away to safety. It can then regrow its tail over time. This defense is incredibly effective. The goal isn't to harm the predator, but to startle and inconvenience it. A bird might get the substance on its feathers, making it difficult to fly. A snake might get its mouth glued shut temporarily. While the predator is preoccupied with trying to get this horrible, sticky stuff off, the salamander is long gone, disappearing back into the leaf litter. This defense is a last resort, as producing the chemical is energetically expensive for the salamander. But when it's a choice between using its secret weapon or becoming a meal, the choice is easy. It's a stinky, sticky solution to a life-threatening problem. The blue-spotted salamander's sticky, stinky tail is a fantastic defense, but it's not the only salamander with a trick up its sleeve. The world of salamanders is full of amazing and diverse survival strategies. Let's compare our blue-spotted friend to some of its relatives. Take the fire salamander of Europe, for example. It's famous for its bright yellow and black warning colors, a pattern known as aposematism. This is nature's way of saying, "Don't eat me, I'm dangerous." And it's not a bluff. The fire salamander can spray a toxic substance from glands on its back, which can cause irritation and even convulsions in predators that try to eat it. Then you have the red-spotted newt, another common amphibian in North America. This animal has a fascinating three-stage life cycle, but it's the juvenile stage, known as the red EFT, that has the most potent defense. The EFT is bright orange-red, another clear warning sign. Its skin contains a powerful neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, the same toxin found in pufferfish. This poison is so strong that most predators learn to avoid these brightly colored morsels after just one unpleasant experience. Unlike the blue-spotted salamander's defense, which is about escape, the red EFT's defense is about being completely inedible from the start. Closer to home, the tiger salamander, a larger cousin of the blue-spotted salamander, has a similar defense but on a bigger scale. Like the blue-spotted, it can secrete a noxious fluid from its tail when threatened. However, because the tiger salamander is much larger, it can produce a greater volume of this defensive chemical. It will also adopt a defensive posture, raising its tail and waving it around to make sure any attacker gets a good dose. The principle is the same: use a sticky, bad-tasting secretion to deter a predator and allow for an escape. It's a strategy that has proven very successful for this group of mole salamanders. So where does the blue-spotted salamander's defense fit in? It's a beautiful example of a balanced approach. It doesn't have the deadly poison of a red EAT or the dramatic spray of a fire salamander. Instead, its defense is all about creating a major annoyance and a distraction. The extreme stickiness is its standout feature. While other salamanders have noxious secretions, the glue-like quality of the blue-spotted's fluid is particularly effective at physically incapacitating a predator's mouth. It's a perfect blend of chemical and physical defense, tailor-made for a small, quick animal that needs just a few seconds to vanish back into the safety of the forest floor. The effectiveness of the blue-spotted salamander's defense has huge implications for the survival of the entire species. It's not just about one salamander escaping one snake. This defense mechanism helps ensure that enough individuals survive to adulthood to reproduce. Think about it. These salamanders have a long journey. They have to survive as eggs, then as vulnerable larvae in the vernal pools, and finally as terrestrial adults in a forest full of predators. Every stage has its dangers. By having such a powerful defense in their adult stage, it increases their chances of living long enough to make that crucial yearly migration back to the breeding pools. This defense also benefits the species through learned avoidance. A young, inexperienced predator, like a garter snake or a shrew, might try to eat a blue-spotted salamander once. After getting a mouthful of that foul, sticky goo, it's very likely to remember the experience. The next time it encounters a small, dark amphibian with blue spots, it might hesitate or leave it alone entirely. This learned behavior means that the more encounters predators have with these well-defended salamanders, the safer the whole population becomes. The sacrifice of one salamander's tail can teach a predator a lesson that saves the lives of many other salamanders in that territory. Furthermore, the ability to detach and regrow its tail is a critical part of this survival strategy. Losing a tail is a significant cost. It takes a lot of energy to regrow a new one, and the tail is also used for balance and fat storage. However, it's a far better alternative than losing its life. This trade-off, sacrificing a body part to survive an attack, is a brilliant evolutionary solution. The wiggling, sticky, detached tail serves as the ultimate decoy. It keeps the predator busy and focused, while the most important part of the salamander, its head and body, makes a clean getaway. This ensures the individual survives to breed again. Ultimately, this stinky, sticky defense is a cornerstone of the blue-spotted salamander's ecological success. It allows a small, slow-moving amphibian to coexist with a host of much larger, faster predators. It turns what should be an easy meal into a frustrating and unpleasant ordeal. This defense, combined with their secretive burrowing lifestyle, has allowed them to thrive in their forested habitats for thousands of years. It's a testament to the power of evolution to come up with creative and highly specific solutions to the problem of survival. The stickier the salamander, the better its chances of passing on its genes to the next generation. Despite their incredible defenses, blue-spotted salamanders face a growing number of threats, and most of them come from us. The biggest threat is habitat loss and fragmentation. The hardwood forests they call home are being cleared for agriculture, logging, and urban development. When a forest is cut down, the salamanders lose their homes, their hunting grounds, and the vernal pools they need for breeding. When roads are built through their habitat, it creates a deadly barrier. During their spring migration, hundreds of salamanders can be killed by cars as they try to cross roads to reach their breeding pools. Pollution is another serious problem for these sensitive amphibians. Because they breathe through their skin and spend their early lives in water, they are extremely vulnerable to chemicals in their environment. Pesticides and herbicides from farms and lawns can wash into their vernal pools, causing developmental problems in the larvae or killing them outright. Acid rain can also change the chemistry of the soil and water, making it difficult for them to survive. These invisible threats can wipe out entire populations without us even noticing, as these animals live such hidden lives right under our feet. Fortunately, people are starting to take action to protect these amazing creatures. Conservation efforts are underway to preserve their forest habitats and protect their breeding pools. In some areas, conservation groups and local volunteers build small tunnels under roads to provide safe passage for migrating salamanders. These salamander crossing signs and tunnels are a simple but effective way to reduce road mortality. Protecting vernal pools from being filled in or polluted is also a top priority. By preserving these critical breeding grounds, we can ensure that future generations of salamanders have a place to begin their lives. So why should we care about a small, secretive salamander? Because their health tells us about the health of our own environment. Amphibians like the blue-spotted salamander are indicator species. Their presence and well-being are a sign that the forest ecosystem is healthy and functioning properly. When they start to disappear, it's a warning that something is wrong. By studying their unique defenses, we can also learn more about biochemistry and evolution. Learning about and protecting these incredible animals is not just about saving one species, it's about preserving the intricate web of life that sustains us all. They are a small but vital piece of our natural world, a stinky, sticky, and spectacular survivor.